Okay, this building here, that is the India Club. The reason it's one of London's hidden gems is that is the entrance. You'd never guess there's an Indian restaurant in there. It's a hotel as well. There are some glorious hotels in London, especially on this street. However, today I'm taking you to the Hotel Strand Continental. Now, admittedly, it's well beyond its glory years. A few decades beyond. If they spent some money on this place, it could be a fantastic, fabulous boutique hotel, but they haven't. If they hired a competent cleaner and a painter and decorator, it would be okay, but it gets absolutely destroyed as a hotel on popular internet review sites. It's dilapidated. However, the restaurant and bar are a different story. They're like a shrine, a monument to the 1940s, to India and the era of Indian independence. Welcome to the India Club. Founded originally as a club in 1946 by the first Indian High Commissioner to Britain, Krishna Menon. The club counts India's first Prime Minister following independence as a founder member and Lady Mountbatten, the wife of the last Viceroy of British ruled India who became the first Governor General of the newly independent India, Lord Mountbatten. It was a meeting place for diplomats, politicians and expats, and I would imagine many meetings happened here regarding India and Pakistan's independence plans and progress. I would imagine being this close to the Indian High Commission here in London, it still is. It looks like little has changed since 1946. There are portraits of leading Indian independence figures lining the far wall. And what the India Club is renowned for is that little has changed. History and authenticity in both the surroundings and the menu and the food. I've got myself a masala tea to start. We are just across the road from the edge of Covent Garden here. In fact, if we look out the window, you can almost see the theatres. Covent Garden is home to many restaurants and bars and many modern Indian restaurants which fuse styles and cultures, which I love. However, the India Club is more traditional. It's the kind of menu and food you would find in an authentic colonial cafe circa 1946 in southern India, not London. Possibly the biggest change to the India Club has happened in recent years. It is a bring your own restaurant, so you can bring your own alcohol, but traditionally they didn't actually serve alcohol. Now they serve alcohol themselves too, so you can bring your own alcohol or they have beers on tap and wine. What I've ordered, the main dish in the centre of the table is a Masala Dosa, which is a dosa wrap stuffed with potatoes, onions, chillies and spices. That comes with the Sambar and this coconut chutney. I'm going to use them without the dosa, but I've got mixed bhajis, so chillies deep fried and some onions deep fried. I've got a dal, a naan bread and a plain rice. Now, the waiter warned me the chillies were hot, which concerns me because he's Indian and I'm not. Okay, this dish is a masala dosa, so dosa type bread wrapped around primarily potato with a little onion, chillies and spices. Now, it actually comes with the sambar, so the vegetable stew, and the coconut chutney to dip it in to spice it up a little bit. But I quite like them plain, so I'm going to have the sambar like a soup. The sambar is also available as a small or large dish here too. And I'm going to have the coconut chutney with the bhajis and maybe to cool down some of the other dishes. But yeah, basically potato and bread with a little spices. It's delicious. Okay, next up I've got some dal, some plain rice, and I'm going to have that with, I've got a plain naan bread, maybe mix a little bit of the coconut chutney in there too. There are dishes on the menu here you'll struggle to find anywhere else in London, not because they're modern, quite the opposite. It's traditional regional food from southern India. It's also great value for money, and we're pretty close to the LSE, the London School of Economics here. So during the week you'll also get academics and students in from the school, because it's great food but it's also great value for money. I'm enjoying tea with my meal today, however I know a lot of Brits love beer, wine or something stronger with their curry. As I said, this is a bring your own restaurant, so you can bring your own booze. It was traditionally just bring your own, they didn't serve alcohol. You were welcome to bring your own, however. Today they serve beers and wine, but it is still bring your own. Now they've got some great beers, but if you're after wine there's a limited selection, so I'd definitely take them up on their bring your own offer. Apparently when this was just bring your own, the hotel bar, which is one flight down and today open to everyone, at the time was a members club, so you'd be sent down there to get a beer and have to take out a lifetime's membership, which costs just a few pounds. So that club's probably got more lifetime members than any other club in town. Okay, all the food I've had today at the India Club was delicious. I definitely recommend a trip to the India Club if you're in London. Great food, great value for money, and great service. I wish I could show you the waiting staff. They wear these immaculate white jackets. However, I've been the only guest the whole time I've been in here. A lady did come in, but she was lost. She was looking for directions. It's also great if you're vegetarian. Personally, I'm not vegetarian. I did eat entirely vegetarian food today and it was great, and there's great choice for vegetarians. The only reason for that is because I'm making a film about Diwali, so when in Rome. Before we leave the building, I'll show you the bar on the first floor, which is below the restaurant. If you're in this part of town, it might be a good spot to come and get a quiet drink, have a chat. Like I say, originally this was a separate members club, however today it's open to all. So yeah, if you're into Indian food, there are dishes on the menu of the India Club that you probably won't find anywhere else in London. So for great food, great value for money, for some interesting Indian dishes, definitely a place to visit. But let's head out back into the real world. It's like a time warp in there, back out into reality. Real life. Yeah, it's described as a time warp. It is literally like a time. It's like going to 1940s, early 1950s India. Definitely recommend that place. I'm going to head now from India, colonial India. I'm going to head to southern Mediterranean. Very briefly, I'm still heading the wrong way to Diwali Festival. Coffee in Somerset House. Takeaway coffee from Fernandez and Wells. There's a coffee shop in here, which so yeah, from India to southern Mediterranean.